XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our analysis, we mentioned now we can look for trade, and as we can see, still the way is moving is really corrective. That means we didn't get the proper reversal, just a sharp move and reverse. Okay, and now want to see what's the next, because uh, as we explained based on daily chart, we mentioned we can expect the price to consolidate here, and that's why we mentioned if you want to look for the trade, we need to be, I mean, we need to have a proper management. Okay, anyway, still we can expect we can be within the consolidation here for a longer time. All right, and how complex can be, we cannot confirm. All right, but anyway, still we can look for the reversal. As I mentioned every time in my last analysis, the only thing is still we can expect this one drop a bit more. Even we can expect the price to drop to 1.06. This is what we need to be aware. Okay, and if we move to forward chart, and every time we mention about this too, and one more drop, and this is what we get. Okay, as we can see here, the price sharply moved, but it couldn't reverse. And right now, the best thing is if this one continue and retest this low. Okay, if not, still we can expect this one turn to more complex correction, simply because of this sharp move. All right, but right now we cannot confirm whether we can get the reversal without breaking this low or not. Okay, and even if we get any reversal with the breakout of desktop, we have to start to manage, because we can expect this one turn to flat. This is what we need to be aware. Okay, and rather than that, we don't have any trade setup right now based on forward chart. And if we move to 1 hour chart, the only thing is, as I mentioned, based on forward chart, right now we get this correction. The best thing is if the price can retest this low, we look for the reversal, because as we can see here, even if we want to look for the reversal from here, we get the, I mean, we cannot get the sharp move with the flag for continuation. Okay, and this is the reasons every time I mention, if we want to look for the reversal, we need to get the sharp move flag before we take the trade. As you can see, the price reverse with the sharp move reverse and drop. Even here with the price, we get the sharp move up, but we didn't get the correction for continuation. Okay, still the way we want to look for a trade is similar to what I explained in my last analysis. Any sharp move flag, we take the trade, and this is the target where we start to manage. Okay, and right now, if you want to have entry above the top, the only way is to get the entry above this. Put the entry above this, not this, because as we can see, even in my last analysis, we mentioned we can have one of the, because in my last analysis we mentioned either to have entry above this or above the top. Then I just mentioned I leave it to the traders, but the best things is to have entry above this. All right, because as we can see here, when we see this kind of the move, we could expect this one turn to flat, but I didn't have the update. Okay, and even the second things, that's why I mentioned if the traders they have experience, they should have entry above the top rather than that now. Because as we can see here, if we put our line here, when we see this sharp move, see the price, the first candle, this one, the price couldn't break. When we see this kind of the move, and we see that I mean, before this candle closed, it cannot break the previous top, then we should take out the entry above this, because the next one we cannot confirm whether it can continue or not. All right, that's why if we see this kind of the things, mostly for me, I will take out. If I want to have entry above this, I will remain with them above this top, the previous top, because as we can see, this is the things, most of the times it won't happen, but if we can have experience that simply price tag and reverse. What's the reason we could expect this one? Because when we look at this, we could see we can get the flat in relative to this. Okay, because of this possibility, and we see the first sharp move, the price couldn't tag the price, but couldn't break the second one, we need to be quite careful. Okay, by the way, we cannot see all the times this kind of the move, because sometimes we get the second candle can break and continue. I mentioned all it depends on experience, how we can look for the trade and how we can look at it. That's why every time I mention having entry above the top can be really risky. This is the one of them experience. If no one uh, have experience about this one and they didn't realize they have a flat here, they should be, I mean, it's still, I mean, they could take the trade and the price reverse go against them. Okay, and right now from every time if I mention having entry above the top, this is for those traders. They can first of all manage the trade if the trade didn't move, and even they can take the risk. Okay, that's why every time I mention if you wants to look for the reversal, the best things is we get the sharp move flag. At least we get the confirmation. Anyway, it depends on the traders and how they what type of the strategy they use. All right, and right now what I mentioned that if we want to look for the reversal, the best thing is if the price can retest this low because we can confirm with this flat. But it doesn't mean we cannot get the trade from here. And if this one drop a bit more with the breakout of this low, any reversal with the flag, we take the trade. Our entry, we should be either we can have above this or even above this part because already because the most safest one if we put above this top, but we cannot compare even this one is the most safest. For me, I prefer to have above this, but having entry above this also can be an option because already we get this flat, and if the price retest this break this low, then we can have entry above this. But right now we cannot because the price haven't broke the previous low. Because the reasons I want to see the price break this low because we could at that time we can say okay we have internal flat first correction the last move, at least this move is done, is finished. Okay, but as long as the price haven't retest the previous low, if the price retest the previous low, we have to look at this differently. All right, and one more thing is what we expect. We expect this one tend to a more complex correction. That's mean any trade from now we will take it, we consider as a short, and we should have a proper management. Even if we get a reversal, we don't need to wait. This is the targets we put. We don't need to wait for this target. If we get any reversal, as long as the price retest the previous top, which is this one, what's the price? 1.47. We have to start to manage. Okay. Anyway, we follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.